You have greatness in you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. And you, in order to break out of where you are now, it takes everything in you. Everything. You have got to decide, no, I want to do something else. No, find something that you love, not just anything. Find something you love. I love speaking. I love helping people. This is the calling on my life. And I spent time to learn. When you are not willing to learn, you got to go get a job and keep it as long as you can until they let you go, until you are replaced by artificial intelligence. The coronavirus is not the only thing that's eliminating jobs, or until your company closed down because of the effects of the coronavirus and because of the decisions of you can't gather but a limited number of people in a certain given area. That's too precarious. That's too unpredictable. It's better to have something else going for you and not need it than to need it and not have it. No, don't wait for the hammer to drop. Why, Les? Because you can't think. You can't think. When you get fired, you can't think right away. When you get behind on your bills, you can't think right away. If you get 3 months behind your bills, trust me on this, know this, been there, bought the t-shirt. It takes more than 3 months to catch up. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you what I know. When you don't have money, you don't get 31 days out of the month or 30 days. You get 2 weeks out of the month. What do you mean? Let me repeat. When you owe money and you don't have enough money coming in, you don't get 30 days out of the month. What happened to the 30 days? Well, you get 2 weeks. Well, what happened to those other 2 weeks? They're gone. You start saying, didn't I just pay this yesterday? I know I just paid this yesterday. I'm telling you, time moves by faster when you're under pressure, when you're under the gun. That's why you have to be proactive. I want you to put voice in the comment section if you agree with me, if you understand what I'm saying, if you can feel me in your heart, if you don't want to live life cringing and, oh my God, I got knots in my stomach. I don't want to open up my email. I don't want to receive a text saying that my job has been replaced and sent overseas, or they have eliminated my division, or I've been laid off because of the coronavirus. It's the time to be inspired and motivated, to be your own boss, to create your own business, to use your ideas and your thinking. You are more talented than you give yourself credit for being. People say necessity. Necessity is the mother of creation. No. Refusing to accept things as they are is the mother of creation. Refusing to put yourself in a vulnerable position where somebody else is controlling your destiny. Refusing to be a part of the journey of the broke. Refusing to be lazy and ignorant of your potential and not having the courage to bet on you. Refusing to recognize the reality that you're made in the likeness and image of God and been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Refusing to acknowledge that you're more than a conqueror, that you can do all you can do and God will do what you can't do. No, that's not you. You're listening to me. Everything I'm saying is common sense, but not common practice. I've been stuck. I know I know what it feels like. The things I should do, I don't do, and the things I shouldn't do, I do. I know if I had my life to live over again, I could have done more than what I have done thus far. For a long period of my life, if I had to characterize it, I was crazy with a K. With a K. I'm not proud. I'm telling you. Maybe something wrong with me now with this flat top from the 80s. You know what? The afro is the only hair that defies gravity. Everybody else's hair lays down on their head, but the afro, I mean, to have a flat top, come on now, with no glue, no super glue to make it stand up. Oh, behave, hello, whatever. To do something that you love. If you enjoy making people feel good, if you enjoy working with kids, if you enjoy helping people learn how to create a bridge from where they are and to the next greatest version of themselves, if you want to do something that gives your life a feeling of significance, of purpose and meaning, of love, of joy, that you look forward to doing it. You know how many people are stressed out now? Listen, even our children, it's affecting them, the little teeny weenies. It's affecting them. I saw this movie. It's a jaw dropper. It's called, what's it, Social, oh my goodness, it escapes me right now. Social something, it's on Netflix. Just Google it. Then somebody knows. But the social dilemma. You watch that, it will scare you. That's why it's important that you work on you to improve you. We're being programmed over 5,000 advertising hits on our minds every day. And when you look at the algorithms and our telephone and the computer and all the various platforms that are designed to suck us in and to control our behavior, to manipulate us, occupying our minds every day, fighting for territory in our minds every day. This is a different space. This is a different space. You want to be vigilant. Be you not conformed to this world. Be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. You want to unplug from this thing called life. You don't want to be conformed like everybody else. Listening to what everybody else listens to. You monitor your thinking. You monitor. Be proactive in programming your mind, because if you don't program it, trust me on this, it will be programmed. Live life like you mean it. It will be programmed. One sickness, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. I resigned from the Ohio legislature. I just got reelected my third term to go back to Miami to take care of the woman who God took me out of my biological mother's womb, but placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. This has made me proud. Oh, she covered the ground she walked on. That's what the lady from hospice said when she took her last breath, as I held her hand. And what I learned about my mother, the spirit of independence, of believing in yourself. I learned that from her. And she wanted to raise children. She never had any children herself, but she said, I want to share my life with children. And a reporter asked her, this is after I got a show called The Les Brown Show with King World. They paid me $5 million to do. They asked her, how did you know you can raise 7 children by yourself? She said, I just believe the Lord will make a way somehow. Les, I don't know how to do what you do, so I didn't either. You've done a lot of things that you didn't know how you would do it. There's a reason we're told to walk by faith and not by sight. People say, well, if I see it, I believe it. No, if you believe it, you see it. Live out of your imagination. Live out of your imagination. Don't judge according to appearances. You have the potential to do more. That's why they say greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. What do you mean by that? You do what you can do to the best of your ability. And God, I know this to be true, will do what you can. Angels will be dispatched to serve you. Doors will be opened that you did not see. But you mess with me. Don't argue for your limitations because you get to keep them. I'm telling you what I know. You want to get fired up about your new future. You want to turn that television off and get moving in the direction of the next greatest version of yourself, because you have greatness in you, and you cannot tap into that greatness operating within your comfort zone. When you're willing to bet on you, when you're willing to become a risk taker, this concept, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? Hello? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be happy. Not living a stress-filled life. You can't be happy when you're filled with anxiety. Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. No! You want to be focused on creating the next greatest version of you. No, hearing my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit. You are here to do the greater work. No, this is not it for you. This is a new beginning for you. You were born to be happy and successful and prosperous and healthy. You were born for that. And you have to have a spirit of optimism. You have to have a kind of energy that says, it's not over until I win. Watch you want to get motivated? Oh, I'm just so tired. Yeah, whatever. You've done things where you say, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. You weren't. You did what you can do. You got in the position and God did what you could not do. If you feel me in your heart. If you're ready to do something that you love. If you're ready to use your story and the things that you've gone through and the things that you've overcome and to help people and to make money too. And if you're ready to get your hustle on, nothing works until you work. They told me, oh, Les, you'll never be successful being a motivational speaker. There are over 3,000 members of the National Speakers Association. They're not 3,000 Les Browns. You think I care anything about that? You think I give a fat rat's butt about that? Oh, there are 3,000 members of the National Speakers Association. Well, guess what? None of them Mamie Brown's baby boy. None of them have a flat top like house party. Kid and playing, I'm kid. Oh, behave. It's not true because I said it, but I said it because it's true. Oh, behave, baby. You make me angry. I have so much fun. It's great to be me. If you love having fun, listen, get around the right people. If you love having fun, get coaching and direction by someone who's doing what it is you want to do and has accomplished a great deal and has a program to teach you how to do it, to shorten your learning curve. Spend more time working to improve yourself. Spend more time working on yourself than your job.
You talked about love and faith, and I made a transition in my life to understand and live in faith. I always thought money was my currency, the object of energy that I put into the flow to get what I want, and I was good at it. I was great at it. And then my whole life got turned upside down. I lost my own mom's house and had to go to her house and say, hey, I went bankrupt and forgot to take your house out of mine. The only reason I wanted to be rich was to buy my mom a house and a car, and I had to take it away. And she had the same belief as you told me, it's okay. Do you need any money? She didn't care. She had to move. And to me, I understood and learned a great lesson about faith. And the faith that I have is determined upon there is an omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source. You call it what you want, that cares as much about me that my mom cared about me. The only difference is it's omniscient, all-powerful, and all-knowing. And as much as I would have loved my mom to be omniscient, all-powerful, and all-knowing, she wasn't, and neither am I as a parent. And as you know, neither are you. And so for you, what does faith mean to you, and how do you utilize it in the same respect?
Well, when I wake up in the morning, one of the things I say, all things work together for good, for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. Now, I didn't say all things work together and are good. All things work together for good. So I have faith that even when things don't work out the way that I want them to work out, it's okay. Because what I know is faith not tested can't be trusted. I am going to be recognized by Cancer Centers of America in about 2 weeks. They called me the Cancer Centers of America fighter, me and one other person. I'm a 29-year prostate cancer, 4th stage cancer survivor. And what has kept me here has been my faith. I remember when a doctor said to me, he said, your PSA is 2,400. I said, what does that mean? And he said, 1 to 4 is normal. Cancer's metastasized to 7 areas of your body. This 29 years ago, and has eaten 43% of your T1 vertebrae. I said, is there anything else? He said, yes. And you're ugly too. I said, oh my God.
And then you said, let me sing to you. You'll really love it.
Right. But then he said, and it was very strategic how he did that. Because when people listen to you, what you do is distract, dispute, and inspire. As you know, how people live their lives as a result of the story they believe about themselves. So he distracted me from the fear. And he said at that moment, as we both were laughing, but you got this. He said, I never tell my patients they're terminally ill. What I say is that my talents, my abilities, my skills have terminated. Now it's on you and God to work this out, to do your part. And Zig Ziglar said, most people in a fearful situation, they forget everything and run. But there's some, because of their faith, in a fearful situation, they face everything and rise. And so I left there not with a heart full of fear, but a heart full of faith. As Zig said, fear, false evidence appearing real, faith, finding answers in the heart. And I said as I left there, Lord, whatever I face today, together you and I can handle it. We got this. And 29 years later, the cancer rate in my neighborhood dropped by 97%. Don't knock on an open door. I wish someone had said that to me years ago. Because for a long period of time, I was seeking answers, trying to find success, going through all type of self-discovery processes, putting a lot of time and energy, searching to discover myself, looking for ways in which I could be able to provide for my family, be able to take care of my mother, be able to do something that was me. Listen to me. Do something that was me. Something that I loved, something that gave my life a sense of significance, something that I would enjoy doing 7 days a week, something that I love so much that I would do it for nothing. But because I love it so much, I would always want to do my best at it because it's something that I do. It's who I am, and I just want to be awesome at it. You have something like that? My cousin Boo, who made his transition, he loved to cook, so he cooked. He cooked, and boy, when he cooked, when Boo cooked, angels stopped flapping their wings. And it's Boo's in the kitchen. Y'all stop that, Gabriel. Y'all need to hush back there. Boo cooked it. Don't interrupt now. Boy, Boo can cook. Oh my goodness, I miss him so much. And stop knocking on an open door. All my life, when I look back, because I did not recognize and use my gift in a different way. I didn't value it. And you know why I didn't value it? Because I didn't believe in it. I did not believe in it. And as a result, I did not use it. I did not use it to serve at a higher level, to make a greater impact. And because I did not use that which was me, I paid a price. I ended up doing things that it was not me. Working on jobs, it was not me, and I knew it. I just go in there to make some money. We were born to do a special work. You were born to do a special work. You are here for a reason, to do the greater work. Not just work for a living, but to make a difference with your life. And it just got me just reflecting, Mr. Leroy Washington, who had an impact on my life, and I got a call that Patsy, his oldest daughter, passed. I remember Patsy, wonderful, wonderful young lady. And I just thought about the fact that we all have an expiration date. All of us are going to leave here. Nobody has figured out how to get out of here alive. And so, stop knocking on an open door, Athea Grant said to me. And I'm about to do an event with her in the UK virtually. Let us be clear. I spoke in Hong Kong last night, and China, and several other countries with Kim Wee virtually. It was fascinating. All the tools we need in order to become successful. In fact, I should be able today, I might get a recording of the last time I was there, and I will share that with you. It was quite an incredible, magnificent experience. But here's what is very important, is to take the time and ask, what is it that I love most? And what is it that people compliment me on that I might have dismissed, that I might have not thought was no big deal to me because it came so naturally, it came so easily? That is my gift, that's my superpower, but I dismissed it. What is that? What does that look like? For years, I did not recognize that my ability to communicate, to reach people, to make people feel good, to inspire them, to uplift them, to give advice, to make them laugh, to motivate them, I didn't think that was no big deal. I just did that, like sleeping. making people laugh, selling wolf tickets while shooting pool, playing chess, playing bid whiz, playing cards. No big deal. I didn't recognize, I didn't value it. I'm saying to you, live your life being present to who you are and what your superpower is, and we have all the tools that we need to monetize it, to make it work for us. And I'm saying, don't be a volunteer victim. You've got something. You came here with something. You were chosen. God don't choose people who don't have anything going for them. There's something you have going for them. You just haven't discovered it yet. Just like me. I had a lot going for me, and for a period of time I went unemployed. For a period of time I went from being fired from one job to the other, as opposed to hiring myself, because I didn't know what I had going for me. I didn't know. And so because I didn't know, I didn't take the time to discover that. I didn't invest any time, any money, any energy, any effort to cultivate that. I didn't ask those questions. Why are you here? What are you supposed to do? How do you take that which you say that you want to do and find a way to monetize it? See, that whole thing about, Adam, where are you? Where are you? Life is a question, and how we answer the question is the answer. Where are you, Les, in relationship to who you know you should be and what you should be doing, and what are you going to do about it? I talked about Tennessee Williams, who said there comes a point in your life when you look in the mirror and who's looking back at you realizes that's all you're ever going to be. Wow, what a blow, what a punch in the gut. So fortunately, I didn't settle. There was something that was restless in me, something that said there's got to be more. Have you ever asked yourself that? There's got to be more than this. It's got to be. And I kept seeking, I kept working at it and working on the possibility of how I can reshape and redesign my life. Because the one that I was living wasn't me, and he had to go. That's why Paul said, I must die daily. That all of us know the moments in our lives that there are parts of us, that character's got to get out of here. That does not work for me. It might work for somebody else, but that does not work for me. But for a period of time, I did not use my gift until, and don't let it take you this long, I mean my real gift. I was 37. That's a delay. My real gift. I was able to become a disc jockey, and that was good. I enjoyed that. I love that. I can be a disc jockey now. And I enjoyed being a state legislator. But speaking and motivating people, my real gift, my superpower that I used last night when they brought me on the Zoom before an audience of thousands of people, that's the voice. That's the one. That's the Les Brown. That's his power voice. Why? Because I'm in my power. I was doing what I was supposed to do. I came here to motivate. I came here to inspire. I came here to uplift spirits. I came here to give people a larger vision of themselves. You came here to do something. You came here to make a difference. You came here to live an impactful life. You came here to leave the world in better shape than how you found it. Yes. You came here to allow people to know that what they have experienced, the abuse that they've gone through, does not have to define them. You came here as a guide, as a light, to help people use the steps and the process and the mindset that you had to navigate and bring themselves out of the valley. Yeah, you came here for something. Yeah, because you decided that what you went through would not define you. You decided that. I want to ask you to think about your goals and dreams in 3 areas. Number 1, what's some personal goal that you have for someone that you love? My first major goal was to buy my mother a home. That's what I wanted to do. I remember walking around these big, beautiful mansions before catching the bus going back to Liberty City and Overtown in Miami, and said, Mama, she said, what is it, Leslie? When I become a man, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. How many have somebody that you like to do something for that's personal to you? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I want you to think about that. I'm going to share with you some strategies how you can make that happen. Next thing is, I want you to think about your financial freedom number. And when you reach that number, when you earn that amount of money, that you will feel a sense of relief. It take a lot of stress out of your life. It give you more time for yourself and for your family. And what that number is, if you wrote it down or if you're thinking about it, I want you to multiply it 100 times. And the reason that I want you to do that, I have found in my own life that most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail in life because they have done what I did for the first part of my life. Aim too low and hit. And then I want you to think about your social contribution. I believe that we live in the greatest country in the world that allows us to live a life of contribution. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. One of the goals I have is to reduce the number of women who die from breast cancer. My mother was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. One of the goals I have, every time I get on stage, I tell men that I was diagnosed 15 years ago with prostate cancer, given a 2 to 3 year prognosis. One of the things I believe doctors should never tell someone they're terminally ill. What they should say is that my ability to help you has terminated. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your life. Now that's very important. Remember what Bishop said last night about Adam? Adam, when God asked him what happened, Adam did not want to take responsibility for what he had done. Men have always tried to escape that. Now, you know that we believe a lot in marches. Let me tell you something. Here's a march I like to enroll you on. I want 1 million men to march to a mailbox to give support payments. Just drop some support payments in the mailbox to children that you have helped to create, that you have been irresponsible and you're not taking care of. Don't give that money to the airlines or the bus stations or the hotels. Send that money to those mothers that are still there dealing with and raising those children. Own your stuff. Come here, owner. Where's my daughter? Come here, owner. I got a call 5 years ago from this person here. I happened to be at the office late at night. See, I believe in being open and being honest with you. And the call was, tell them what you said to me.
I said, if you had a child in this world that you were unaware of, a descendant in this world that you were unaware of, would you or would you not want to know?
What did I say?
You said, yes, I would want to know.
So I told her I wanted to know. And I said, send me some pictures. She sent me some pictures overnight. I saw the smile. I said, that's mine. Send one of my sons to pick her up. He drove her from Columbus to Detroit. He came in first, said, Daddy, my sister's right behind me. And we've been together ever since. And I'm not ashamed of her. I can't unscramble these eggs and don't want to. But I have to take responsibility that this is my daughter.
And I take care of my daughter. Ain't she gorgeous? I'm trying to fatten her up. She got little legs. I'm trying to find a husband while we're here. Got legs so small you can sue him for non-support. That's why she wearing pants. Okay, thank you, baby. Give her a round of applause, all right? Now, so the reason I'm telling you that we got to start owning our stuff as men. Don't make no big deal. Can you imagine what will happen if 1 million men decide to go to the mailbox and just unexpectedly drop just what you can? Don't have to have a return address in case they're looking for you. You don't have to put that on there. If you real behind, you understand what I'm talking about? I ain't say be no fool now. Now, the only reason I can put a return address on this because I have an MBA. Somebody say, I got you. I thought you don't have a college degree. I don't. The MBA stands for mega bank account. So anyhow, join me, man. Don't tell me, well, I don't like her. She got an old man, or she don't need my money, or the children don't look like me. I went to court in the fraternity suit with a friend of mine named Ronnie. And he went to the judge. The judge said, why aren't you paying child support? He said, the babies don't look like me. The judge said, well, feed them till they do. But as men, see, we can't teach our sons to be responsible if they don't see us being responsible, if they don't feel that we care. So don't say, well, I don't have it. Get it! That doesn't let you off the hook. Right down the next R. And that is not only responsibility, but be resourceful. A lot of men, I don't have it. I had it, I'll give it. If the women had that kind of attitude, the children would starve to death. The reason that they eat, the reason that they have some place to stay and to lay their heads and have clothes on their backs, because the women decide, I'm going to make it happen no matter what, and they're resourceful. My mama raised 7 without a man. She cooked. She cleaned houses. Here's something else that will cause you to reach your goals when you leave here. Write this down. Reasons, compelling reasons. While you're here, when you make this covenant with God, when you decide to live like a conqueror, when you decide to become more successful, to create wealth, to be a change agent in your community, what is it that can keep you on the straight and narrow, that will cause you to keep your commitment to your commitment? I used to do door-to-door sales with a man named Sam Axelrod. Sam Axelrod was intrigued by me because when he came to pick me up, he didn't have to blow his horn. I was downstairs waiting for Sam when he came around the corner. And unlike the men that worked with him and other young people, when it got dark and Sam blew the horn, everybody ran to the station wagon. And they would do a head count. And they'd say, who's here? So everybody's here except Les. And they say, hey, Les, come on. No, I'm not coming, Sam. Why? I haven't sold anything. No one's sold anything, Les. It's a long run from Liberty City to Overtown. You got to pass the 20th Street Sharks and the 14th Street Gang. The jitneys will stop running soon. I can't stop, Sam, until I sell something. See, my reason for going door to door is different than everybody else. Most people out there are trying to make some extra money to party on the weekend, or to buy a new outfit or a new bicycle. The reason that I was working was to take care of my mama. The reason that I was working is because I was working on Miami Beach with my mother. And she's working for a family called the Sidursky family. And one day when I was outside raking the yard, I came in and my mother was on the floor, on her knees, cleaning up some grease spots that Mrs. Swiderski had spilt some grease. My mother was 56 at the time. She adopted us when she was 40. And I came in, my mother had arthritis in her knees. And I could hear her moaning at different times when she moved on her knees on this hard linoleum floor. And I said, Mrs. Swiderski, can I do that for my mother and you can have her do something else? She said, if it's all right with Mamie. And my mother said, no, son, that's all right. I said, no, Mama, it's not all right. I don't want you on your knees, Mama. Please let me do it, baby. And I helped my mother up. And Mrs. Swiderski said, Mamie, go in the other room and find that hat I was looking for earlier. And my mother went in the other room and I heard her clapping her hands. I said, Mama. She said, what, boy? I said, baby, why are you clapping your hands? She said, don't worry, just keep on doing what you're doing. Then after a while, Mrs. Swiderski said, Mamie, maybe it's in the other room. Go look in there. Mama went in the other room and sure enough, she started clapping her hands again, Bishop. I said, Mama, why are you clapping your hands? She said, didn't I tell you to pay attention to what you're doing? Then at that moment, Mrs. Swiderski came over. She said, I can tell you why she's clapping her hands. I said, why, ma'am? She said, well, because when I have domestic workers looking for something and they're out of my view, I make them clap their hands to make sure that they're not stealing. I put the scrub brush down and I stood up. I said, excuse me, Mrs. Swiderski. I don't mean any disrespect, ma'am. My mother raised us to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. But my mother's a Christian. She would never steal from you or anyone. When my mama talk about your children, when she talks to her friends, she say, my children, the Swiderski children. She loves you and your husband and your children. She would never steal from you. And she just walked away. Later that evening, when we were riding across the Venetian Causeway, I was very quiet. And my mother noticed it. I was not my bubbly self. She said, what's wrong, son? I said, Mama, I wish I was a man. She said, boy, you're 16 years old. You'll be a man soon enough. I said, no, Mama. I want to be a man now, because if I was a man right now, we would never have to wear somebody else's hand-me-down clothes that their children no longer want. I'll be able to buy clothes for my brothers and sisters and you. If I was a man, we would never have to eat anybody's leftover food that you cooked for, because I'll be able to buy us groceries if I was a man. If I was a man, Mama, no one would ever have you on your knees cleaning up grease that they spill. And nobody would ever make you clap your hands because they think that you're stealing. If I was a man, Mama, I'll take care of you. She said, Mrs. Swiderski told you that, didn't she? I said, yes, ma'am. So if I was a man, you would never cook for anybody but me. My mama used to fix a kind of sweet potato pie that you couldn't eat with your shoes on. You had to take your shoes off so you can wiggle your toes. And when we would go door to door, sometimes as late as 10 o'clock at night, I would knock on the door. Who's there? Would you like to buy a nice working television set? No money down? Boy, are you crazy? Yes, I am crazy. I'm crazy about my mama, and I'm going to take care of her. And I'm going to sell a television set tonight, and it might as well be you. And after a while, somebody would say, come on in there, boy, and that better be a good set. One of the reasons, write down while you're here at this Manpower Conference, write down 5 compelling reasons of why you're going to keep your commitment to change your life Keep your commitment never to go back to the life that you once lived. Keep your commitment to creating wealth for yourself, to taking care of your children, to be more responsible, to manifest Christ in you, in your life, in your community. Keep your commitment to live a life of contribution, to keep your commitment to be a conqueror, and to act like it, and to have authority and dominion of everything in your life. One of those reasons I got on one of my tapes, if life knocked you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Your reasons will help you to get back up again. They'll be your rod and staff to comfort you. So you got to write down 5 reasons on everything that Bishop is saying, and Bishop Merritt and all the different speakers and the relationship seminar that Brother Lewis Greenup will do. How you will incorporate the principles from this Manpower Conference in your life and live them and manifest them and support them. Now here's one second to the last thing. Let us say together, you got to be hungry. Hold this one. Hold it. Mr. Washington, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do? Well, sir, I'd like to be a disc jockey. Mr. Brown, if you want to be a disc jockey, you got to be hungry. What do you mean by that, sir? You've got to be willing to do the things that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. He said you got to work on yourself, develop your mind. You don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. Always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. You got to be hungry. I said, yes, sir, I'm hungry. I want to be a disc jockey, sir. He said, is that right? I said, yes, sir. He said, start listening to Paul Harvey. Start listening to people who are effective communicators. Be conscious of what you're saying and how you're saying it. Because how you express yourself, once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. See yourself as a radio disc jockey. Start working to get sponsorship. Start creating the radio format that you want. Start developing your personality. I said, wait a minute, sir. I said, I want to be a disc jockey. I don't have a job yet. And then he quoted Whitney Young. He said, it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. You got to be hungry. So I started working to develop myself and developing my communication skills. I expected to have a radio program, so I created my formats. I started learning how to write commercials and do jingles. And then I came to him one day. I said, okay, Mr. Washington. He said, okay, Mr. Brown, remember, you've got to be hungry. You don't have a college degree. You have no journalism. You have no broadcasting. This is a very crowded field. It's very, very competitive, Mr. Brown. You're going to face no and rejection every day. But if you're hungry enough, the world will make a place for you. So I went to apply for a job on Miami Beach to Milton Butterball Smith, the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. You have any journalism in your background? No, sir. You have any kind of broadcasting experience? No, sir, but I've been training myself, sir. Let me audition for you. Let me show you how good I am. He said, I'm sorry, we don't have any job for you. I was discouraged. I went back and I told Mr. Washington. I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you got to be hungry. Go back again. I said, yes, sir. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. Weren't you here yesterday? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. No one was laid off. No one was fired. I came back the next day. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 3 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 3 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick. No one died. No one was laid off or fired. Now, don't you come back here again. I came back the next day talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He says, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. Sometimes you have to stoop before you conquer. You got to sacrifice before you reign. So I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'll go get their lunch and their dinner, and I'd stand in the control room, and I would not leave until they would ask me to. Then pretty soon they trusted me to pick up entertainers that came to town. Entertainers like Diana Ross and the Supremes and the Four Tops and Gladys Knight. I used to drive them all over Miami Beach in the disc jockeys' big long Cadillacs. I didn't have any driver's license, but I was driving like I had some. Then one day, I was at the radio station, and a disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. He was slurring his words. It was obvious he was so inebriated he couldn't complete his show. And there I was looking at him through the control room window, walking back and forth, young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone to get him some more if he'd asked me to. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager, and I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, would you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up. I said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mama and my girlfriend Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn up the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back. I said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, do you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the records and don't say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get behind that turntable. I put on a fast record. I said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P, Les Brown, your platter playing papa. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single, love Domingo, certified, bona fide, indubitably qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I was hungry. I was hungry. Shake somebody's hand on your right and left and say, you gotta be hungry.
Who do you have to unbecome to become the person you truly need to be? Did you hear that one? That'll pretch. Who do you have to unbecome to become the person you truly need to be? I had to unbecome being a disc jockey. I had to learn how to use my voice in a different way. I had to learn to let go of music and embrace reading 2 to 3 books a month because I wanted to be a dominant voice. I didn't want to be a black speaker. I wanted to be the speaker in the speaking industry. I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to do it, I'm all in. I'm the kind of person, I don't like being in between. I don't like to be at the back of the line. I want to be in the front of the line, and I'm going to prepare myself and work on myself to be a dominant voice. Take no prisoners, and like Mike Tyson, eat the wounded, starting at the ears. Let me get some ketchup. Oh my God, no he did not. Oh, he bad today. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy today. Yes, he is. I think it's the proximity of Tyrone and the fact that we're going to have some very beautiful weather today here in hot Atlanta. That's what it's going to be today. It's been cool a few days, but today I think we're going to be around 82. That's fabulous. I got me some cocoa butter. And I'm going to sit on the back deck and rub myself down in some cocoa butter. Get myself a little tan up in here. Up in here. You wonder, who are these people behind me? My children. They're speakers and they're trainers. On your right, that's Calvin, and he's my oldest son. Then Samaya, she's a little preacher. She's a little incognito preacher. And then Patrick, and then There is Serena. She's in ministerial school. She's a minister as well. Then of course there's Ona, Dr. Ona Brown, and there's John Leslie. He's the CEO of the company, and Calvin's the president, and they try to rule my life, saying I'm old. Hey, I said, you ought to wish you can get here. I was trying to call some people yesterday, and I kept getting, this number no longer works. I said, whoa, I've never called this many people in my life, and their numbers disconnected. I said, why is that? Asked Calvin. He said, they're probably dead. I said, are you kidding me? Yes, Dad. Everybody don't make 70 or 75. You're 76. That's an elite club. You're in overtime. Overtime. I'm in overtime, yeah. Who do you know been battling fourth stage cancer for 29 years, kicking cancer's butt, and still working, still in his right mind, still got the fire in his belly, still being active, still making a difference, still motivating people and inspiring people and making people feel good? Who do you know on your level that's doing it like that? Huh? Who is it? Eric Thomas? Andy Enriquez? Come on. Johnny Wimbrey? No, I got t-shirts older than all of them. Stacey NC Grant? No. Ian Levanza? No, none of them. Lisa Nichols? No. I got earrings older than them, but I don't wear them in public. You are just over the top this morning. You don't need to go to sleep at 8:30 anymore and wake up at 3:30, just munching at the bit to get to the microphone. No, you don't need to do that anymore, because you're off the hook this morning. You're over the top this morning. Yes, you are. If you believe that laughter is important, if you believe being deliberately positive is important, having a spirit of optimism is important in spite of, because there are a lot of people that don't understand the power of laughter and the power of being joyful and deliberately feeling good. Does it mean that I don't have any challenges? Yes, I do. Stuff's happened to people that I care about. Yeah, got a nephew's blind at 38. And thinking of ways to keep him motivated and inspired and engaged and not giving up and not feeling that no woman would be interested in him because he does not have any sight. Oh, no. I said, come on. You handsome dude, you look like your uncle. Somebody can see you. Come on now. And if she blind, she don't care how you look. I remember being at West Angeles and George Wallace, a comedian. I'm not making this up. He got mad because the bishop brought Stevie Wonder down on the front row. George Wallace said, why give him the front row seat? Put him on the back row, facing the wall. He won't know the difference. I said, oh my God, come on, George. Bishop Blake, he said, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that, to his credit. He said, I'm not doing that. What made me remember that? I'm about to cry. Put him on the back seat, facing the wall. Oh, that's what Jonathan would say. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. George Wallace, the comedian? He is crazy with a K. Oh boy. Thank you, Zakia. Says laughter is contagious. You are absolutely right. Thank you very much. Who else got some comments about laughter? Warner, what will it take for us to beat the Russians to the moon? What will it take for man to go to the moon? And I want to say to you, when you think about your life, you think about where you are right now, and you might be facing eviction, foreclosure, losing your job, losing your business, losing your relationship, whatever it is. These 5 words, you want to keep in your mind. Warner said 5 words. The will to do it. And sat back and didn't say a word. And everybody looking. And the president looked at him like, is there something else? The will to do it. What will it take when you put all your money, everything, money you borrowed, money you didn't have in a business, and because of external circumstances that had nothing to do with you, customers are no longer coming in, people are fearful of their lives? What will it take for you to pick up the pieces and start all over again? The will to do it. I changed it to the hunger to do it. What will it take when you have given everything you have to a relationship? You love someone, and the two of you made a pact that you go to college first, and I will pay for you to go, and I'll take care of the bills. And then that person decide they met someone else, and after they've graduated, they married that person and don't want to be with you anymore. What will it take for you not to have a nervous breakdown? What will it take for you not to get in an orange jumpsuit when you find that sucker? What will it take for you to pick up the pieces, to regroup your thinking and start all over again and move on with your life? The hunger to do it. The hunger to do it. That's what it's going to take. That's why I wrote my book. You got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. I had so many times I could have given up. So I built my career on no. Who are you? You're nobody. Who are you? You're nobody. Hi, I got a story. Let me mail it to me. Let me see what you got. Mail us something. Let me see your story. Send us something. Send us one of your recordings and let us see that and listen to it. We'll give you a call. It ain't called. Send me a letter. Mr. Brown, you got a very inspiring story. But you're black. We don't believe America is ready for a black motivational speaker. That was the letter. I was taken aback. And then the Mamie Brown in me came out. And I wrote them back. Thank you very much for your response. Thanking you for the opportunity for you to have looked at my materials. And thank you for reminding me that I'm black. I never would have known that if you had not told me. I'll see you from the top. See, it's lonely at the top, but you eat better. Hello? I I never stopped working. I wasn't going to put my fate in their hands because they gave Tony Robbins $1 million every hour to have him on television around the world, and I didn't have any investors. I wasn't going to stop. Mamie Brown did not stop when the M&M cafeteria said, Mamie, you can't do this kind of work anymore. You're taking too many breaks. Your legs are swollen. You can't do this anymore. Mama didn't stop and say, you know what? I need y'all to pack your things up. We're going to take you back down to the welfare department. I can't do this. My mother did not stop. She said, I adopted 7. I will take care of 7. We never went to sleep without food on the table, even when she couldn't eat. With clothes on our back, a roof over our head. She didn't stop working. Working, W, the willingness to do what is required. Whosoever will, let him come. O, optimism. Having a spirit of optimism. No matter how bad things are, or how bad things get, we are going to make it. R, reinvent yourself. Your best thinking has brought you to where you are. Your true thinking can take you where you want to go. And K, kindred spirits. Talk to people. Ask for help, not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help and don't stop until you get it. Joe, how are you? I've got these 7 children. I need some groceries. You know, I give my word. I'm baking sweet potato pies and I'm doing ironing now and washing clothes and fixing dinners for people. I give you my word. I will pay you. Mamie, I know you will. I'll give you the credit. Hey, find a way. There's no time to be depressed. We're not given the luxury of that. It's no time to sit back and complain about, why are they playing politics with this relief situation? Come on, why are they playing politics? What's wrong with Nancy Pelosi and McConnell? Why can't they get this thing together? It's not about them. It's about you. If the politicians are cooperative and care about us and have compassion for us, that will help. If they would be willing to release funding that we are entitled to as Americans because the government dropped the ball when it came to this coronavirus and is devastating our lives in so many ways. And if they took ownership and say, you know what, we really need to step up our game, looking out for the American public, saving lives and see that they are taken care of with their tax dollars. And let's not give it all to the wealthy people. People don't need any money anyhow. No, let's do the right thing. The least that you do unto these, my brethren, do it also unto me. And let's put away the finger pointing. You all right? Let's forget all that. Let's look out for the people that we serve. That will help. But the major key to your and my future, the major key to you and my being able to put our lives together, to get up and move forward, the major key to creating the next greatest version of ourselves and looking out for our families and improving our lives and our community. A major key is you. It's me. It's all of us. We have to decide that we're going to take responsibility. If the politicians cooperated in the process, that would help. But if they don't, we will not be sitting around outside of Walgreens or Walmart with a cup in our hands looking for a handout. No, we'll figure it out. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. We'll figure it out. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. We will figure it out. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And many times the things that appear, and I can't say this enough, to happen to us, they happen for us. That's why Viktor Frankl, in his book called Man's Search for Meaning, adversity introduces a man or woman to themselves. That's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you find out. It doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It doesn't happen when your mortgage or your rent or your lease is paid, your car note is taken care of, you got money in the bank, your marriage is working out fine, you're circling the block, saying, oh God, do I have to go in there? Hoping they're asleep. No. When life knocks on your door, you have to look at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. When things happen that it follows you around all day, 24/7, you go to bed with it, and during your sleep, you can't get a good night's sleep, and you wake up. Hey, why am I waking up 3:30 in the morning? The angels are trying to talk to you because there's something coming for you. They're trying to wake you up. Can't they come at 8 o'clock? I'm limited as to where I can go. Why do they have to come at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock? What's up with that? That's just the way it is. It's in Tyrone to wake you up. This thing called life. Bob Marley had a point. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. And you're strong. You've been given authority and dominion. You're strong on everything on the face of the earth. You are strong.